when did you know you had this amazing talent? You have such an incredible. What age did someone tell you that? Was it your parents? Was it in church? When did you know you had something special going on?
I would say it was at age 13. Actually, I remember one of my friends in middle school, she was like, "Hey, America's Got Talent is coming to Orlando and they're going to be here tomorrow. We should go check it out," because we both like to sing in choir. So I was like, "Okay, cool, sure." So my mom, we stayed up doing all the paperwork and she came with us, stood in line. And, my friend auditioned, didn't quite make the cut. And then I auditioned, I played piano and I sang, and they held on to me and they put me for a couple hours in front of, different producers. And at the end of the day, I didn't make it. But I think that was the moment that my parents were like, there must be something here. Why did they hold her? Maybe we should explore that. So I started doing private vocal lessons at that point and really just started developing my sound, doing open mics everywhere I could. So that's really when it like kind of started and took off.
Were you game and ready for those type of things? Because obviously you went on to do Idol and more than that. Were those competition things, did that make you nervous? Were you totally ready to dive into that kind of thing? Because people could be great vocalists and have great talent, but not be ready for that type of competition.
Yeah, it was definitely nerve-wracking, but honestly, I was so excited. I was a huge fan of all of those singing television shows, American Idol in particular. And so just to get the chance to be on it was super cool. So of course I wanted to do my best and I wanted to make it, but I kind of always told myself, okay, at this next point, if I don't make it, it's okay because look how far. Like I'm actually on TV. I'm actually like singing and learning. And so I think it was more of like an adrenaline rush every time and exciting. So I was pretty ready for it.
And when Idol stuff clicked for you and you got that golden ticket and things are going well, this was the years of J Lo and Keith Urban and Harry Connick. These were big Idol years, and you
Mhm.
obviously they picked you. What did that feel like? What was that moment like for you?
Honestly, it's kind of like a blackout moment. Like I blacked out and coming out of there, I kind of didn't even realize what happened. It was really incredible and it was really validating of my hard work because yes, that year that I did American Idol, I was only 17 when I auditioned, but I had already auditioned for all these other television shows numerous amount of times, American Idol included. This was like the third time I had auditioned.
Yeah.
So it just like really felt good. And when they said yes, it was like it really was a dream come true. I mean, and for someone like Jennifer Lopez, who's one of my idols, Harry Connick, who's just like a legend, and Keith Urban, I had been to his concerts before. It was just an incredible feeling.
And then the next step of that, when you're actually were part of the show, because I've talked to a lot of people that have been through that Idol experience at various levels, and it affects them in different ways. And some people they can't even hear that little song without kind of going nuts. A little thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I have a few songs like that for sure.
I'm
But
sure.
the whole experience was awesome. Honestly, I've obviously the people throughout my season and from different seasons that I've been acquainted with, they have different experiences. Some people are like, that was a cool experience, but I never want to do that again. And some people are like, this was incredible. And for me, it was incredible. Not only like the singing and learning and meeting all these people, but the crew really treated you like family. I really, really enjoyed my experience doing that.
I'm sure you gained fans during that period that are with you till today, that follow you on social media and support you. What's it like to have this fan base that loves what you do and has stuck with you during these years?
It feels a little bit unreal because when it first started out, when that fan base was first growing, I had those core people that made fan accounts on Twitter and would send me little gifts in the mail and like little paintings or things like that, which at the time felt great. But to have those fans stick with me through it's been 7 years now, it's incredible. And it's a strange feeling because I don't see them as just like, oh, my fans, like, they're a part of me. They are like family, and it's really nice, and it's a weird kind of relationship you have with those fans, but they're really special to me.
Yeah, yeah. And talk about how busy you've been since then in terms of recording and music and singles and things you put out over the years. You haven't really stopped.
Yeah, I mean, right after Idol, I put out a single, and then I was kind of traveling doing gigs. And I actually got with a band for a short period of time, about 2 years. It was kind of a pop rock band. We wrote a lot, actually cut an entire album. I was out in Maryland for a couple months recording. We never released it actually because we kind of, dismembered and didn't continue with that.
Yeah.
But that was the most I've written in my life. I wrote about 30 songs in a 6-month period. So it really kind of got the ball rolling. And in this last year, I really started getting right back into not only writing, but kind of learning about production. So I kind of have a little setup here. I have my piano right over here. And I've been trying to write as much as I can and meet as many people and collaborate. I actually just started taking this songwriting course. It just started yesterday online with Ryan Tedder. And I'm super excited to learn so much more about production because that's not my forte, but it's been a lot. It's been a lot of note taking, a lot of reading, a lot of just understanding every aspect of the business.
Is it great being here in LA now in terms of people like Ryan Tedder and other people? You're surrounded by talented musicians and producers and people that I'm sure a lot of them you've known over the years, but to be able to be now with them and things are opening up, you probably can be face to face with some of these.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's definitely nice. I'm close to everyone. I don't have to just say, hey, do you want to set up a phone call? I say, do you want to set up a phone call or do you want to meet face to face? Because I have that ability now. And I have been able to meet with a couple of producers face to face and meet them in the studio. And it's just been really cool because regardless of what comes out of that meeting, just to make that connection and to see their face and, kind of you get to know someone's personality when you meet them in person instead of the phone,
Yeah.
So just be able to make those connections in person, it's different. And I'm really excited that I'm here.
What's the feeling like when you have, as such a talented artist, when people hear you sing in person, you can just feel a look in your eyes like you're blowing them away. What does that mean to you as an artist that you're able to give that to them, that emotion, that talent, and they kind of take it in? What does that mean to you?
Honestly, it means a lot because when I sing, I don't sing because I want to see somebody cry, or I'm not singing with the intention of impressing somebody. I'm singing to feel that emotion, to feel those lyrics that are coming out of my mouth. And I hope that I am portraying that emotion through my music. And I hope that somebody actually notices that. So when they do, it means a lot because it means I'm doing my job. And it means, I'm not just convincing someone, I'm actually feeling those emotions. So it's really special to me because that's what music's all about. It's to feel something. You're sad, you put on a sad song and it makes you feel some kind of way, or you're happy and you put on a really happy song and it gives you energy. So to be able to connect with someone in that way, it's really cool.
Talk about Lavos and what that was like for you and how different of an experience was that for you, how special an experience?
It was definitely different. Of course, it had its similarities with Idol because it is like a singing competition, but we filmed during COVID. So that was really tricky. We actually took a little couple, like 3-month hiatus. And when we went back, it was like we were quarantined in our rooms. We were tested every week. It was like a whole nother ball game. But it was really cool experience as well. Again, the people that are working it, the crew, they're incredible, all of the producers. But I got to meet a lot of other talented musicians, and it's been 6-7 years since I did my last show, so I myself have grown as a musician. So at this age to meet all those other people, it was really cool. And also, yes, I speak Spanish. I'm Cuban American. I'm a first generation on my mom's side, but my Spanish is not perfect. So I definitely brushed up on my Spanish on that show and got to practice with the contestants.
How cool is it though to embrace that kind of your heritage there and that Cuban thing in Spanish? It just must have been a cool experience.
Yeah, it was great, honestly, because sometimes on other shows, it could be a hit or miss if you speak in Spanish, because some people might be like, oh, come on, I don't know what you're saying, but this is geared toward Latin American people. So it was really cool to kind of embrace that and challenge myself with learning these songs in a few days in another language. But I felt, proud of who I am and proud of my heritage. So it was a really great experience.
How much of that are you going to take into your next music and the next things you're working on? That heritage, singing in Spanish, can we expect some of that in new music that you're doing?
Yeah, I'm not gonna cut a whole Spanish album right now, but definitely want to do a little Spanglish on a few pieces. I actually finished writing a song with one of my good friends, Emmy, and it's kind of like half English, half Spanish. It comes in and out, and it's really cool, and I'm excited about it. And I think there's so much crossover right now in popular music between like Latin music and American music. Um, all these people that don't speak a lick of Spanish, I hear them singing all the words to a Bad Bunny song. And I love it because it's great. It's like this is like the moment right now that it hasn't happened in a long time of this Latin crossover. So I'm excited to kind of play with that a little bit and experiment with doing a little bit of both.
Yeah, fun. What else can we expect from you in terms of new music? What are you working on?
So I actually just finished cutting a song. We just got the masters back. So I'm kind of in the mode of taking photos and doing the album cover and or the record cover and all that stuff. And hopefully within the next month, we'll be releasing that. It's called I Don't Want to Be the One. And it's kind of about like somebody, you're in a relationship and you fall out of love, but you don't want to break their heart because you love them as a person, but this relationship just isn't working. So it's kind of like that. I don't want to be the one to break your heart. So I'm really excited about that one.
Thank you for watching. If you want more extra, hit the subscribe button and the bell so you'll never miss a video.